As all of you probably already know by now, Outrider is the newest character in Black Ops 4 and is of course coming out on Xbox and PC tomorrow on Tuesday, the update day. But what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be diving in deep and looking at 10 things you probably didn't know about Outrider. Now, these are going to be in-depth details about not only the Sparrow, Outrider's specialist weapon, also the Hawk, her new ability in Black Ops 4. However, before we dive into that, I just wanted to let you guys know that later tonight around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be doing a live stream over on Twitch. The link will be the first link down in the description. And what we are going to be doing is we are going to be doing a Black Ops 4 open lobby, which means you guys actually get the opportunity to play some Black Ops 4 with me. So if you either want to play some Black Ops 4 with me or just check out the live stream, like I said before, it'll be the first link down in the description. Now, moving back into Outrider, I just wanted to start with a brief overview of her story. Now, I've kind of done her story in bits and pieces throughout different videos on this channel, but if you would like to see just a full-length story from beginning to end, all you gotta do to show me is hit that like button. The more likes this video gets, the more likely I'll be to make that video. Like I said, I've kind of pieced it together before, but I don't have a video on the channel of just her full backstory. So like I said, if you want to see that, just hit that like button. Also, guys, if my voice sounds a little bit weird today, I've been sick for the past little while and kind of losing my voice, so if I sound a little bit different, that's why. But as far as just a little quick breakdown of Outrider, aka Alessandra Castillo's story, she was an orphan on the streets of Rio de Janeiro, aka Brazil, where she grew up, learned the ways of the street, and in doing so, learned how to be sneaky, agile, and eventually was picked up by the Brazilian Special Forces and exceeded there, so eventually was picked up by Black Ops, specifically the Winslow Accord, who are the people who also recruited Battery, Ruin, and as we know, Outrider. And that is how she became friends with these characters and also became a specialist character. So what we're going to start with it is the Sparrow, Outrider's specialist weapon. So when you press L1 and R1, you pull out this bow and arrow essentially, and you can shoot it at people. So the first thing we're going to look at is damage and fire rate of this weapon. So first of all, the impact of the bow itself. When you shoot someone with this, when you fully pull back the bow, it is going to deal 150 damage exactly. We know this for sure because if someone has gotten the extra 50 health from Crash, they don't actually die from the impact of the arrow. They die from the explosion afterwards, and they have 50 health left after the original impact. On top of that, if you don't pull the bow back all the way, the impact doesn't deal 150 damage. In fact, it only deals 50. However, the explosion itself still goes on to destroy the person that you hit with it. Even if they have 200 health and flak jacket, as we are going to talk about, they will still be killed even if you don't charge it back the entire way. While we're talking about it though, let's talk about flak jacket. So does flak jacket provide any protection against the Sparrow? Now, there's two different answers to this. The first of which is if the arrow lands beside the character, it actually provides a lot of protection. The maximum amount of damage the explosion from the arrow can do, even if it's right beside the character, is only 42 damage. However, if you stick the character, flak jacket doesn't provide any protection and it completely kills them. So it's really handy if the person doesn't hit you with the arrow, but it's useless if they do. Another cool little detail about the Sparrow is it's one of the only ways in the game that you can kill Ajax with his riot shield from the front. If you stick it to the front of the riot shield, it still kills Ajax, and this is one of the few items in the game that is actually able to do so. So the Sparrow is a really great counter to the riot shield. Speaking of things that the Sparrow is good at countering, another one is Nomad's dog, Juno. It only takes one shot from the Sparrow to actually take him out. So we can see that the Sparrow has really high damage, but what's the fire rate like? So honestly, it was kind of hard to test the fire rate of this for two reasons. First of all, the animation and then just how it shoots. But when I tested it out, I found that the maximum fire rate is right in and around 110 RPM, which for a specialist weapon is actually pretty damn quick. But it's important to note that that's not pulling back the bow all the way. That's just literally firing it as fast as possible. So it's got good damage and a pretty good fire rate. The last thing I wanted to test the Sparrow against was score streaks. Is it good at taking out score streaks? And as it turns out, sometimes. So we're going to go through different score streaks and show you the difference in how good it is at taking them out. Starting off with a UAV or counter UAV. Now, it's kind of difficult to aim at the UAV. However, if you just lead it a little bit, it is a one-shot kill to a UAV or counter UAV. Similarly, the sentry gun is also a one-hit kill. After that, once you get into the higher end score streaks, they get a little bit more difficult to first of all hit and also kill. For example, the attack helicopter is going to be a 4-shot kill, the sniper's nest is going to be a 3-shot kill, and in fact, you are even able to quite easily take out the strike team helicopter with your Sparrow. It takes 5 bolts, but because of that fast fire rate that we talked about before, it's definitely doable. And then, of course, we had to take on the big dog, the top dog, the AC-130, aka the gunship. Now, this one was rather difficult to hit. You had to aim a little bit higher than it and a little bit ahead of it, but once you got down that distance, it was actually relatively easy to hit. And once you do so, it actually only takes 5 shots to eliminate an AC-130. Now, of course, in a real game, this is going to be difficult to do because the AC-130 is going to be shooting at you, but you can see from the video here that it is 100% possible to do so. So the next ability that Outrider has is called the Hawk Drone. Essentially, it is a drone that you can fly up into the air, and when people are in a certain sight line of it, it puts a red box around them, and then while you're running around, you can see that red box, basically giving you wall hack. Now, the first thing you need to know about the Hawk Drone is it lasts for 50 seconds exactly. Whether you're flying it, whether you just have it posted up in a corner, it is always going to last exactly 50 seconds. Now, the next question that I've been asked a lot about Outrider is, does cold-blooded work against it? In other words, if you are using cold-blooded and there is a Hawk Drone there, will it not spot you? And the answer to that is no. You still get spotted, but the Hawk Drone loses some range. In other words, you have to be closer to the Hawk Drone for it actually to work. So first of all, this is the normal longest distance of the Hawk Drone. So this is how close an enemy has to be to the Hawk Drone in order for that enemy to be spotted without cold-blooded. Whereas this is the maximum range when your enemy is wearing cold-blooded. I know it's not that big of a difference whatsoever. Now, I would recommend a Treyarch to make it so that cold-blooded does counter the Hawk Drone, simply because as of right now, the only way to counter the Hawk Drone is to actually see it flying in the air, shoot it, and kill it, where it is really easy to kill, but I still think there should be another counter without having to destroy it. Or at least make it so the range with cold-blooded is way shorter. Basically, make it so that enemy has to be right beside the drone for them to be spotted. However, speaking of the Hawk Drone being destroyed, the next thing I had to try out was Zero versus the Hawk Drone. So in other words, what does the ice pick and what does the disruptor grenade do against it? So the disruptor grenade's pretty simple. You throw the disruptor at it and it destroys it, gives you 50 points, and that's pretty much that. Now the ice pick has 2 options. Either it's gonna hack it or destroy it. Now personally, this would have been one of the things that I was okay with Zero actually hacking. Of course, it's always frustrating when you have a sentry or an attack helicopter and Zero hacks it and steals it from you. I think that's kind of an improper use for Zero, and I wish it didn't work like that, but I would have been kind of okay if that's what happened with the Hawk Drone. However, of course, that's not what happens. Instead, Zero simply destroys the Hawk Drone, and it is gone. Now, the other thing I wanted to test was with a strike team. Does the Hawk Drone recognize the strike team and use the wall hack for them as well, or does it not recognize them? So as it turns out, it does not recognize them, but the other thing is normally the strike team just shoots the Hawk Drone out of the air really easily. In this case, it did not. They could not hit it for some reason. And by the way, the strike team with the Sparrow takes about 5 shots to kill the soldiers individually. But as you can see here, with the strike team being there, and I call in the Hawk Drone, almost instantly the Hawk Drone shot out of the air. So I don't know why they couldn't hit it in that circumstance, but normally they just take it out super easily. So ladies and gentlemen, that is Outrider. Now you know how all of her equipment works, the best ways to use both the Sparrow and the Hawk Drone, and hopefully I was able to help you out a bit and help you be able to become a little bit better of an Outrider player and all in all a Call of Duty player. Now, if you did enjoy the video, found it informative, maybe I helped you out a little bit, I would really appreciate it if you could hit that like button. If you enjoyed, you want to see more videos like this, that is the best way to show me. On top of that, if you like what you see here and want to stay up to date on all my videos, the best way to do so is make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you have notifications turned on. Also, let me know what you think down in the comments. Did I forget to test some things? Is there some things I should try out in a future video? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
Listen.